come to one issue that I know you have also been working on for the last few days and is also something that industry has been pondering on. What will be the treatment of standalone accounts versus consolidated accounts? And then I will move into the issue of tax because it is applicable on standalone accounts. If I remember correctly from the previous conversation that you were having with industry, which I happened to hear, which is that standalone would be converged to IFRS, and you are proposing that consolidated would be pure play or adopted IFRS, no? So what is the final position on this?
You see, all Indian standards which are issued will apply both to standalone and also to consolidated.
Right.
In the sense that, as I told you, there will be two-part standards depending upon the size of the company. So part one will be those which are converged standards subject to these few carve-outs. Part two will be standards which are substantially converged, but for the time being there are no part two standards, they are still the old standards which are there. The difference now is that in the past a company was not required to prepare consolidated financial statements except if it was listed, because that was a SEBI requirement. Now the proposed amendment to the Companies Act will say that all companies have to prepare consolidated accounts. SEBI has given a concession to say that since today there is no requirement to prepare consolidated accounts, and there may be companies which are preparing consolidated accounts for the purpose of submission abroad, we have no problems if you use those accounts for the purpose of publication in India. That means you can have an IFRS account and treat it as a compliance with the SEBI requirement. But once the accounting standards come in, then of course they would have to have those standards in accordance with the Indian accounting standards.
So the converged standards will apply both to standalone and to consolidated.
Yes,
there is no difference in the way, because there was some conversation that you were sort of collecting opinion from.
No. What was only said was a representation was made by some members of industry to NACAS to say that can we not first apply IFRS standards only to the consolidated account.
Which is what I think several European countries do.
That's right. Well, we said no, that we are not, that's not required.
And that links back to the intrinsic betterness in these standards, and therefore the need to adopt them.
But I believe that the standards with the carve-outs, for the reasons I've explained, are better than the IFRS standards.
So, and more suited to India in that sense,
that's right. So therefore that will apply.
So
the other thing to remember, of course, is we have made it a condition that with every standard which is issued, there will be a note in the standard itself showing the carve-out. It will say in what way that standard is different from the IFRS. And therefore, if anyone wants to convert that Indian standard to IFRS for the purpose of submission abroad, it's very simple for him to do so. That is the point.
And it's only in 4 or 5 areas that person would be required to do so. Alright, so standalone will be converged, consolidated will be converged, and the issue of tax is still sort of an important one to deal with. But before I come to that, sir, I know there's one thing that you spoke of even in your interactions with the IASP, and this is something that you've asked them to consider, and that is the volume of disclosures that a company needs to move to IFRS. And the fact, I think if your comment was that the easiest way to hide important information is to submerge it in large amounts of disclosures. Do you expect that will help improve the quality of reporting as you were hoping IFRS will do, or will that just make it more difficult for the investing public, analysts, the media to understand the true nature of accounts?
Well, let's put it this way. As far as our converged standards are concerned, we cannot depart from the disclosure requirements because that would amount to a carve-out, and we want to restrict the carve-outs as much as possible. What we intend insofar as Part 2 standards are concerned, where we are saying we are substantially convergent, we will substantially reduce the disclosure requirements.
And that Part 2 only applies to
ultimately applies to those companies which have a net worth of less than 500 crores.
So it's the smaller